Greetings, fellow YouTubers. IronThanos21 here, and today I am going to be reviewing Earthrise Airwave. And, yeah, I probably need to get a better name. Maybe I should remove the 21 or something. I'll figure that out later. But anyways, yes. This here is Earthrise Airwave, and he is a parts former. I know. Burn the heretics. But actually, yeah, he is a parts former, but this is an original design, so honestly, I don't really care about parts forming. There are some people who despise it and some people who like it. I usually tend to stay neutral in most debates within the fandom because, you know, I don't want to be on someone's bad side, right? Anyways, yeah, so Airwave, this actually wasn't a mode that was featured on the original toy. Actually, the original toy was just two bases, an airport and, well, a battle station. You know, similar to other MicroMaster bases released around the time. Like this guy, Ironworks. These are the only two modulator molds that were released for the Earthrise line. They're called modulators now. Yeah, this is Ironworks. The other two, Grease Pit and Hot House. Grease Pit was redecoed from this guy, and Hot House was redecoed from that guy. Okay, nice way to get mileage out of the molds. It's interesting. But, yeah. So, yeah, this wasn't even its own being. It's actually a MicroMaster named Airwave, and this was just happened to be his base. Yeah. The thing I have to notice about myself, whenever I collect Decepticons, I always seem to be, like, rare ones that probably no one's heard of up until now, or one that's kind of vaguely known, or Starscream. Because apparently Starscream is more popular than Megatron by this point. I think, I don't know. But yeah, getting close, we have some runways, got these Decepticon logos. 32, I have no clue what that means. Look at me! I'm smart. But, yeah. Got some, I think they're printed? I'm gonna say those are printed. Printed stripes. And then we got the whole back section, which, of course, has unpainted detail, because why would the detail ever be painted in the first place? Got some nice guns here. They can pivot, and they are blast effect compatible, so you know, you can do that. You can even mount like a Battlemaster up here if you want to do that. Because it's the War for Cybertron trilogy. In other words, more guns! Yeah, so removing that. Yeah. And look at the back. Would you look at that? It's a robot chest and a robot crotch. And you look at the underside and... oh, look! Hello. That is an arm. I don't know if anything can fit in this port right here. Probably not a lot. That's actually the other arm. You may not have noticed it because it didn't resemble anything like Ironworks here. This is his right arm. You probably already knew that. That's what I get for reviewing these figures past their release date. You know, at least here. But yeah. And there are 5mm ports on him, so you can mount guns on him if that's what you want to do. You can mount like a crane on him. Because, I have no clue why, but you can do all sorts of stuff with him. Just some fun stuff you can do, because War for Cybertron trilogy, more guns. But yeah, so, for a quick comparison, here is Earthrise Ironworks, and you can sort of make a compatible base, just kind of gotta tear that apart. There you go. You have a little construction station that you can take little cars and roll them on to the aircraft carrier. And then this can dock off, and of course you need the parts to form the left arm back on. There we go. You know, just some fun stuff that you get to do. Also, the aircraft carrier has tank treads. Okay then. But yeah, so that is the aircraft carrier mode. So we're gonna pause here, possibly readjust the camera. Actually, he doesn't really gain that much in height, so we may not have to readjust the camera this time, for once. All right. Well. Boop. All right. So basically, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to tear him apart. And to do that, let's go ahead and rip this off, and actually we don't need to dismantle him completely. All we're gonna do is just like remove that. This is the majority of the work. Just get all this out of the way. Remove the arm. Remove the whole platform assembly, and there you go. And you want to go ahead and angle this gun up, like so. And then you want to combine the tower and one of the turrets together. That'll make a larger tower. That'll plug in up there like so. And then what you want to do with this leg specifically is you want to go ahead and plug the arm right here. Sure. Robots in disguise. And then go ahead and plug the other arm here. And then you want to take these little ports, plug them into these posts here. Originally they plugged in here, now they plug in here. So you want to just take that, plug it in, and there you go. And then as for the other side, you just want to plug that in. There you go. And there you have the airport mode. And, yeah, it's a pretty good mode, but we'll cover it after the break. Alright, now that we're in this mode, it's an okay mode. I mean, it ain't exactly the worst mode on this figure. But, it's a mode, I'll say that. But, yeah, the detail is kind of basically the same. I mean, he's obviously lacking Decepticon insignias, so for all we know, this could now be an Autobot base. I mean, it kind of looks like one. Oh, that's where Hasbro got the idea to redeco this into Hot House. That makes sense. Because no faction insignias. You wouldn't know what faction he is. Unless, you decided to look at the underside. Oh, hello, arms. But, yeah, there isn't really a whole lot else to say here other than, vertically he shrunk and horizontally he expanded. However, in this mode, he also now has airlock systems, which, of course, is compatible with Ironworks and or other MicroMaster bases. Which, as you see here, I've got Ironworks in one of his base modes. Not exactly the best mode on this guy either. But if you go ahead and remove this piece, we can combine them. And if you wanted to, you could go ahead and take a little dude and roll him down. Oh, okay, well, and also have him roll off. Let's try something else. You. Oh, okay. I knew that wasn't going to work. Come on. Comedy. Did we get a Titan Master to slide down? Nope. I don't know what I was thinking. Because why would that have worked? And here's the full thing. So, yay! Okay, so let's get you out of here. We're supposed to focus on Airwave. He might be next. He might. That, or I may or may not take a break, because this is what, my 5th review in a row now? Jeez. should keep reviews like monthly or something. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah. There's not really a whole lot to say about this mode. He does get a little bit of height, but not that much. It's like one extra piece and that's it. Yeah, he's still blast effect compatible. If you want one of your towers on fire, oh, it fell. Dang it. Or you could like have it come out of here or something. I was like, oh no, the airport is on fire. Something. I don't know what that was. I think I might be trying too hard for laughs at this point. Anyways, that tangent aside, let's move on to the final mode. Easily kind of the weakest mode out of this guy entirely. Also, fire drive, you get out of here. We don't need you. Oh yeah, and you can still mount guns on here because why not? Why not? But there we go. So, this time around, we're going to be dismantling the whole dang thing. Let's get started. So, rip that off, dismantle the tower, remove... This is actually one of the harder parts. Ooh, it's tight. Remove this from the upper body, remove this gun, remove the arm, remove the other arm, and what do you know? We got a giant pile of crap now. So, what we're first going to want to do is go ahead and take the crotch piece, and actually we're going to want to unlock the ankle pivots first. Then plug in the crotch. Come on. Plug in the crotch piece. And of course, same thing on the other leg. And, yeah. And then you want to go ahead and reattach the arm. Hang on. Come on, camera. You can do this. Okay, there we go. There we go. We got it. And then you just want to go ahead and rip that. Oh, hey, what do you know? This game dismantled again. Yeah, okay, but there we go. So, now we got two separate parts. And they're all going to be, actually, still have to armor up. Actually, yeah. So, starting with this bit, you want to take this piece of the gun, plug it in there. Technically, the directions tell you to plug it in here, but that kind of looks dumb. I get it to cover up a hand and all, but just going to help prop up this once we get it plugged in. And this actually just plugs in right here. It is kind of loose. As for the upper half, we'll plug the guns into the knee joints, and those will plug on to these ports. And there you go. And this is a part that I kind of feel is the most tacked on. Actually, this whole mode just feels like we had to add it because G1 accuracy. This plugs in here. That's coming undone. This rotates. This goes up. This bends. And there we go. What is, in my opinion, the tacked on mode. And easily the weakest. Fun! Yeah, all you need to know about this mode is it ain't the best. I'm not a fan of it. Okay, next mode. So we're gonna want to dismantle him, and I guess now realize that we may need to adjust the camera. So hold, please. 1, 2. Alright, there you go. You can probably hardly see him, but who cares? So, I'm just going to go ahead and remove... Okay. Remove everything. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and reassemble the legs. start the pivot, and shoot, put the wrong one on. Where's the other one? Ah, there you are. Okay, so go ahead and clip that back on. Fold that in half, and you want to line up this port with this post. Then just go ahead and yay! And then you basically want to do the exact same thing on the other side. And there you go. Now you got yourself a pair of legs. And I don't know why I needed just a camera this high. He doesn't even get that big. That. Ah, there we go. That's better. Then I'm going to go ahead and untab the size and rotate the hips down. And then go ahead and plug that in. So yeah, so you get knee swivel and thigh swivel. Fun. Take the upper torso, flip out the head, spin that around, and plug that into place. And fold up this. Rotate the bicep. And then go ahead and... Where's that other piece? Ah, there we go. Plug in the tower, and plug in one of the guns. And plug the other gun into his shoulder. Just like so. I'm going to take the other arm, unplug this, plug that in, and there you go. There you got Airwave in his robot mode. Robot mode. Why am I the way that I am? So yeah, here we have Airwave in his bot mode, and he's really a squat little fella now, isn't he? I mean, look at him compared to his other fellow modulator, Ironworks, and he's not even standing up his full height. Hold, please. Come on, dude, stay still. Behave on camera. Yeah, as you can see, Ironworks is taller, but Airwave is definitely a lot wider. Like, you know, just a squat wide little fella. Yeah, Ironworks. But yeah, so there's a size comparison between him and Ironworks. As you can see, Airwave is small but a lot wider and bulkier in proportions. And Ironworks is a little lankier and taller. Yay! Get out of here. Yeah, so his detail, he does have a very squat little face there. It's very squat. I think he has eyes. Let me just zoom in. Does he have eyes? I swear he has eyes. Okay, you can kind of hardly see them. You can also kind of see a weird little pin in there. And that's because the back of his head is usually removable. There we go. There we go. Nightmares. He has a hollow eye. You know, great for those times when you want to rip off his face. Okay, nope, not doing that again. We are not doing that again. Doing that again. You get back on there. Stay. Yeah, let's zoom back out. Please, we're trying to appeal to the youngins here as well. Yeah. The chest, of course, once again, it's very wide because it's basically just a giant rectangle. The arms are just cuboid shoulders with cuboid arms, and the right arm gets to have some weaponry. I find it odd that modulators don't get to keep their right hand for some weird reason. Like, Ironworks has a hook. Like, that actually kind of makes sense, but Airwave's arm has nothing to do with his transformation whatsoever. Other than tacked on, I guess. The legs are legs that got tank treads on them, you know. That's cool. And the lower legs are obviously just giant blocks of concrete with feet on them. Oh yeah, and also, you come around to the back, hollow, who gives a crap. And, oh yeah, he's also got weapon ports on there, but why would you put weapons on him when you can turn him into weapon? Actually, he kind of sucks at the whole weaponizer thing. Like, Ironworks, he works okay, and then there's Airwave. I got the feeling Hasbro's like, nah, he's not supposed to have a weapon mode. And then in Hot House's instructions, they literally feature one, and yeah, I, for the life of me, cannot figure it out. But you can use blast effects with him. You know, you can give him a little flamethrower, you can have him getting blasted in the chest, you can have him getting blasted in the head. Or, you know, if you wanted to, you could remove the gun, remove the other gun, combine that into a really actually, it's not that big. A really big gun. Rotate around the head if it doesn't want to fight you. Fold that away. Plug that in, and there you go. Now he's a knockoff of Omega Supreme. And let's just remove that. I don't know why I decided to laugh at that, but yeah. Or you can just give him a big ol' cannon of murder deaths and such. That's our possibility. So, we have a rotation at the head, rotation at the shoulder. This flap moves out of the... Whoop. This flap moves out of the way, so the arm can move out. And, oh yeah. The shoulder blocks choose to remain stationary while the arms move out. It's very interesting. I don't know what. Get out of here, stupid blast effect. Bend at the elbow, bicep swivel. Technically, the elbows have to be straight in order for you to rotate them. They can't be bent, otherwise they get stuck. Wrist swivel, I guess that doesn't count. Let me just go ahead and dismantle this and plug everything together and such. Tight waist swivel. Hips can go forward that far, and back that far, and out that far. Actually, they can go out further than that. They can go out that far. Thigh swivel, knee swivel, and pivot. So, you know, you can get him in dynamic poses, if that's what you wanted to go ahead and do. Let's just go ahead and try to get him into one at least. There we go. Sort of dynamic. He's basically just a block with arms and legs. How dynamic do you need him to be exactly? So for some size comparisons, let's get him back into his original configuration. So here's Earthrise Snapdragon. So, you know, another baddie from the same area where Hasbro was in its experimental phase. Remember Micromasters? Other comparisons. Here is G1 Aftertrain. Okay, vintage G1 Aftertrain. I know we're actually ready to do the comparison. Power of the Prime's Battletrap. And Siege Voyager Starscream. I'm not really planning on getting the Earthrise one. I kind of like the look of the Cybertronium one a little better. I don't know why. It just looks good. So yeah, that was my review for Earthrise Airwave. I'm pretty sure this review isn't going to be half an hour. Thank goodness, because I need to shorten the time of my reviews. Well, anyways, this is IronSands21 saying, remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, and stay safe. I will see you next time. Peace out.